why don't you tell us about yourself, what got you into music and your background?
You know, honestly, all my life, music has been around me. Like, I remember my first experience with listening to Bay Area music. I remember my first experience is listening to, like, R&B music and the old school music like Michael Jackson and James Brown, The Temptations. The Five Heartbeats is one of my inspirations, actually. That's one of my favorite movies. You know, that's one of the most music... It's a satire-based music comedy movie, but I like it.
Okay. What inspired you to get into music? I know you talked about old school music, but are you interested in rap at all or any other genres?
I'm interested in working in almost every genre. I am a rapper. I do write hip-hop music. I write R&B music. Pop music. I'll write anything. Any type of song that can come to my head, I'll write it. I don't care. I don't discriminate. I love all music, but most of the time I'm writing hip-hop and R&B. You know, when it comes to me, as far as me writing music, I'm gonna write my music to the best. So whoever's the best lyricist out there, I'm listening to their songs and I'm listening to their verses and I'm writing my verse next to it. So when I think of it, like, if I write a rap, I have to write next to Jay-Z because Jay-Z is supposedly the illest. So if I'm listening to a Jay-Z song, I want to write a verse that can stand up there next to Jay-Z and still be listened to. So I listen to like Jay-Z, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I even listen to Drake. Drake is lyrically cool. He makes good music, so why wouldn't I write a verse with that? Anybody who's going to make good music, I'm going to mess with.
Okay.
Especially Kanye. That's one of my favorites. Well, I got the most respect for those two because they make their music all the way around. Like, J. Cole produces his whole album and writes the raps. He does the whole thing. Like, he's executive producing his own music, so he's in 100% control of what's the sound going to sound like, and he knows what he wants. Most of the time, I use my NTL1. That's my microphone that I record with, and I'm in Pro Tools. Like, I'm not necessarily dabbling into producing as far as making beats, but when I do have to, I try to get down a little bit. But most of the time, I'm sitting in Pro Tools recording and just engineering, mixing, and mastering everything I can.
Okay, so it seems like recording is your strong suit for the most part.
And writing.
And writing as well. Sorry about that. Speaking of writing, let's get into that. Do you remember how old you were when you first wrote your first rhyme or your first song?
I think I was about 14 or something like that. It was in the middle of high school or something like that, and I remember in the beginning I wanted to be a singer. I think everybody wanted to be Usher when I was growing up, so I was singing those songs, and then puberty hit, and then that's when I was like, well, I can't sing, well, let me try rapping. So I started with a little freestyle, and then we were having like a freestyle match. I was like, why didn't you say you could rap? I was like, I didn't know. So I went back and just started writing raps.
Okay, cool. So speaking about writing raps and stuff, how would you describe your creative process for writing lyrics?
I mean, the creative process, it just comes and goes. Like, sometimes you can go days without writing anything, and those are the bad days. But on good days, you just have lyrics coming into your head all day, and you got to keep a pen and pad everywhere you go. I mean, in the bathroom, sometimes you got to have a pen and pad when you're going to sleep. I've literally been in the middle of a dream, and a lyric came in my head, and I had to wake up and write it down. So it's just, anytime inspiration hits you, you just got to write it down and keep on messing with it. Like in Five Heartbeats, when Duck was having a hard time with his songs or whatever, but he had multiple different songs that he put together. Sometimes you got to do that.
If you could work with anybody, dead or alive, who would that person be?
I want to work with everybody. I mean, the sky's the limit. There's so many inspirations that I get. Like, if I had the chance, I would do a song with Michael Jackson. If it was a dead person, or I'd even do a song with Elvis if I could. Oh, Frank Sinatra, you know, just absolutely smooth, cool dude, you know?
Absolutely.
And then today's world, I mean, I want to work with everybody. I want to do a song with Adele. Adele would be a great artist to work with. Iggy Azalea. I mean, I work with J. Cole, of course. That's one of the people who I want to work with. I can't wait for the opportunity to do that. I mean, I'm willing to work with any and everybody.
Where do you want to be with your music in the next 5 or 10 years?
I want people to know my name. I want people to hear my music on a daily basis and just understand the story that I'm bringing to the world, because I'm not just telling a story about things that I don't know. I couldn't tell you about selling crack, but I can tell you about selling weed for a week. You know, just any story that I have in my head, I want people to realize who I am and listen to the things that I have to tell you.
Any last words, any shout outs or anything before I let you go?
Shout out Team New Shoes, TNS.
All right, man. Thanks for your time.